Hello everyone, welcome to a new content that I have made. This is a really something not to do with The Last of Us, but I was like, you know what, I might as well just put this, in here so you have something else, have something, make it look kind of organized. Today, this is a new content called Therapy Session. What this is a combination of some topics, struggles, or things that I just want to say to may help you, or just to, sometimes it isn't just about struggles or pain or emotional pain or even physical pain, but it's also about how to, being a person you want to, in my opinion, what a person should be like, not a person how they should, how they should be, just how they should act like. Like I said, this is all coming from experience from me. I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. I'm not going to tell you guys how to do it. But yeah, this is what I'm just going to talk about. And today's topic is going to be about depression. Depression is a very, very serious emotion. And it's not even an emotion anymore. It's more like a sickness, a disease. Sorry about that, guys. My family's walking around, but yeah, the past few years, I have found myself struggling with depression and all sorts of things, and the main reason why I face this is because of feelings or a chemical imbalance. Like something hurts you, you feel depressed. You're not really you may have depression, but it's a very low point of depression, if that is it. But there's another type of depression that where there's chemicals in your mind get unbalanced. So yeah, and the exact definition of depression is a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. If some people, they also say common causes of this symptom. Depression can be normal and is only an indicator of underlying disease when feelings become excessive, all-consuming, and interfere with daily living. So this is okay. So I'm just gonna give you a bunch of different types of depressions, and maybe you can think about it. Maybe you can, maybe someone who's going through this, or maybe even you are going through this right now, and I'm just here to help you. Okay, so clinical depression is a mental health disorder characterized by persistently depressed mood or loss of interest in activities causing, so it's basically, clinical depression is when you're just always depressed. When you're excessively depressed, you lose interest in everything, stuff like that. Like excessive crying, like you'll cry all the time and you won't eat anything. You have poor appetite, So yeah, that's another type of depression. Alright, this one is, there's another one. Persistent depressive disorder, a mild but long-term form of depression. Now, I have this type of depression, or, it's not really a disorder, it's more like just something that I have. It has depression, low self-esteem, and indecisiveness. It means you have the inability to make decisions. So yeah, that's one I have, and it's not really a disorder. It's just something that I deal with. It's mild, but it's like long term. All right, a lot of people may have these. These are SAD. SAD is a seasonal affective disorder. It means like a mood disorder characterized by depression that occurs in the same time every year. So like winter. When winter comes around, people get SAD. If you're SAD, you'll become depressed because of the winter, because of the way it looks and how it feels. It makes you feel cold and hurt, and just kind of the feeling of depression, basically. Now this is right here where you can actually be born. After you're born, you can have this. It's called postpartum depression. It's depression that occurs after childbirth. But this is for people who, it's mostly for women. Depression, repeatedly going over thoughts, and hopelessness. So this is for women who, go after their pregnancy. They go this way. So yeah, these are just some very common things that happen in life. And I want everyone to say that depression is not as strong, as powerful as you may think. Depression is only a feeling of hopelessness, and being unloved. It's when you feel lonely, like when everything around you is just crashing down and there's nothing you feel like you can do to do anything. You're never happy. You're never satisfied. You feel like anything you do just does not work. That no matter how much you fight, you're not going to win. You know, no matter how much you find people, you're never going to be loved. That's the thing. Why a lot of people, they don't understand depression is because they never felt it before. Real depression. I mean, real, true depression, to a point where they're living is like your soul is dead. Basically, you have no, your soul is just dead. Now, in a biblical standpoint, there are three layers of a human, which is the flesh, the soul, and the spirit. The flesh is obviously sinful desires. The soul is the emotions, the feelings, the emotions. And the spirit is where biblically that's where God lives in if you're a Christian. If your spirit means God lives in your spirit. So, but for anyone who doesn't believe, it is really hard. For me, I've never been an unbeliever. I've always believed that there's a God. I've always believed in that. And I've always loved him. But I have never ever, I don't know what it's like to be in a position. Because like I said, if I don't have him, man, I really don't have anything. He's the one thing that keeps me going some days, because he's the only, it's fuel for me. I have to run off of that, or anything I can find. You know, it's kind of like scavenging for fuel, like in some zombie apocalyptic movie or TV show, or even a game. You're scavenging for fuel so you can keep on going. And it's really, sometimes it's really hard to find that strength, to find that, just to keep on going. And it's, you know, so yeah, but anyways, for an unbeliever, for someone who doesn't believe in Christ, is the best way to deal with this is to find something that makes you happy. Now, being depressed and being depression are not the same thing. Being depressed is when you have a feeling of emotional sadness. It's hard. It's more than just sadness. It makes you feel that. But depression will not only have you emotional problems, but physical symptoms of not going to sleep, headaches, you know, stuff like that. You know, real physical symptoms that can make you feel like crap. That's because it chemically imbalances your brain. If that's real depression, and I've faced that kind of thing before. You know, and it's mostly because of lack of sleep, or if it's too much sleep, lack of food, or too much food. You know, it's a bunch of stuff, you know. And all right, so all this stuff could come from a lot of things, which can come from stress. It could come from a disorder like I just named. It could come from a place of hurt, emotional thing, you know, crying. And sometimes crying is actually helps you relieve depression, because it's like, think of depression like it being like a water in a balloon. You know what happens when you poke a hole in the balloon? The water comes out, right? So that's what it's like when you're crying. You know, you're crying out your depression and everything. And I want everyone to understand that, you know, crying is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's a sign that you've been strong for a very long time. So don't go around thinking that you can't cry on your own, because some people would judge you and say it's weak. You're not weak. You know. So, all right. So that's the first thing. Make you find something that makes you happy. That one thing I can tell you is to find something that makes you happy. All right. If it's faith, if it's certain people, if it's your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whatever it is that makes you happy, find it, and let that be your light through your darkness. Because I'm gonna tell you, darkness, if the more and more that you spend time in that darkness, the more and more it will start to consume you. The sooner you fight it, the sooner it will go away. You know. All right. So all this stuff. So that's one thing. All right. And if it's a video game like this one right here, The Last of Us to me is more than just a video game to me. And I've said this over and over and over. I've said in the live stream that this game is it's a part of who I am. It's who I am. I can't help that it's a part of me. Because it is. It's a huge part of who I am. You know, I basically grew up this game. I've been through so much with this game. There were times where I didn't want to live. There were some times where I just did not feel like I was worth anybody's time. I felt depressed. I felt always anxious. I basically felt this nothing. I felt like I had demons literally haunting my every second. Every time I breathed, I felt there was some kind of darkness following me all the time. You know? But like I said, find your light and it will guide you through the darkness. My real light is my faith. You know, this is I guess it's a light, but it's not the light to me. The light is my Savior. He's my real light. He's my light, the true light for me. But this is a light, you know. There's a difference between the and a. This is a light. It means it's a way out, you know. But yeah, that's the first thing. Find something that makes you happy, right? Second thing I can ask you to do is not be alone. What people with depression will start to do is that they'll isolate themselves. That's a big, giant. That's a big sign if someone has depression, is when they're not around anyone anymore, where they won't talk to anyone, where they won't want to be with anyone. They just want to be alone because they want to suffer, because they don't feel like doing anything. They don't feel happy, so they think they deserve it. When you have depression, it makes you kind of feel like you deserve the pain and the agony and the misery of that, which you don't. You don't deserve it. You know, people do that because, like, I've made mistakes. Yeah, well, everyone makes mistakes, man. We're all guilty of something. And remember, and I'm going to talk to you guys how to help someone if they have depression. But this is for you guys, okay? For people that are dealing with it, you who are watching this right now and listening to this, know that if depression is not, it's not like God. It's not infinite. It doesn't last forever. Life doesn't last forever, okay? And if you're depressed because your life may end, I want you to think that if you're facing some kind of illness that's it may kill you, know that no matter what happens, if you don't quit, you will go through it. You will, if you make up your mind. And I'm not going to say that you may be alive, but when you do pass, people are going to look at you and they're going to be like, oh, you didn't quit. They're going to remember you. And that's what a lot of people are afraid of. Is they're afraid of when they die, they're going to be forgotten. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of people reminding me, like, I'll just be, like, everyone would just forget about me if I die someday. And I know that talking about that certain illness is not something I should be talking about, but it's something that I want to talk about because it develops depression. It makes people sad. It makes people hopeless. It makes them lose faith if they have any. You know, so I'm not saying here that if you have one, just think that you're going to die, because you're not. You maybe not. But for those who are my brothers and sisters in Christ that go through that type of thing, I say keep your faith, man. Keep your faith. If you're a Christian and you're going through something tough and it just feel like God's not there, trust me, He is. And I know, like I said, I'm not trying to throw my religion down your throats or my faith or because apparently speaking about my faith in Christ is apparently a hate crime. For some reason, I don't know why. It's my faith, but anyways, that's what I'm talking about. If you just don't quit, you will get to the end. You will. All right. So the second one. Okay, sorry, I already said the second one. Sorry. The first one would be happiness. Find something that makes you happy. Second would to be around people, because a lot of people isolate themselves, and that's a big sign to anyone. If you start to isolate yourself, or you see someone isolating themselves, please go get them, or you go do something around other people. Because let me tell you, there's a phrase out there for depression, and depression is a killer. It is a murderer. It is a killer of you. It will kill your soul. It will murder everything good about you, and it will take everything down. But if you fight back against it, you can't expect an enemy. You can't expect to fight an enemy, but you won't fight back. You know, you can't expect to. When an enemy fights back, everything's just going to magically go away. You know, there's another saying out there: depression is like a war. You win or you die trying. You try to do both. That's one that I've always thought of. If depression's a war, you either win or you die trying. Do that. Win or die trying. What that means is that you go and you win against this thing, or you will die trying. It means that there is no quitting. You're telling depression you're not giving up. I'm either gonna beat you or I'm gonna die trying to. You know. So that's what I did. That's what I say to myself sometimes. All right. The third one that I can say is find a passion. Now, passions are very easy to come by. It can be in video games. It could be in a job that you have. It could be in sports. It could be pretty much in anything. There's so much passions out there. It could be your faith. It could be anything, because that's what you need to find a passion. What a passion is when you feel love and dedication in a certain thing, an event, a person, or not even not a person, but a certain religion, or anything like that. Like a game. Like this game is my passion right here. This is my passion right here. I play this game pretty much every single day. There are certain days where I have to take breaks because I get too angry at the game and I have to take breaks from them and then go back to them. But yeah, that's. But yeah, that's what I would say for the third one. Now, fourth one is I guess that's something you can do, and that's working out. When you get depressed, you start to have these, because when you work out, you get these you get some type of chemical in your brain too. And I forgot what it was called, but it's something that makes you have those feel good chemicals, hormones, and they make you feel really good about yourself. So when you work out, go running, lift some weights, or or do just some push-ups. Do something that's physical and exercising, and stuff like that. So yeah. Now we got all the ways out. So if you could do either of those ways, so you could be happy, find something that makes you happy. 2, be around people. And 3, find your passion. And those would be those good ones right there. All right. And I forgot one of them. Sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot one of them. I'll just go over the video again and we'll see what it is. Or you guys can just watch it yourselves. But don't worry. I'll put all the stuff up and I'll put all of them, all the ways to my steps to get away to deal with depression. But anyways, I have faced depression my entire life. It's not excessive and it's not all the time. Now, there are days where I feel depressed all the time. There's been weeks that I've felt depressed all the time. But I have never let depression control who I am. Because I'm happy, even when it's hard to be. There's happiness in dark times. There is. And I want you to know that hope will beat hopelessness. Grace will beat guilt. Love will beat hate. Amen. Those things, love, grace, and hope, they will destroy everything that is evil or anything that's saddening or negative. It's what those positive things are. That's why this world is so dark, because they've fallen away. And the thing about it is that men and women, humanity is they're so in love with darkness. They're so in love with it to the point where they don't want to go towards the light. Because they love the darkness. They love being around it. It's consumed them, Okay, so that'd be that's one thing. That's what I recommend. But actually, I give you got a fourth thing. All right, read quotes about overcoming depression. You can go on Google, you can go on Chrome, you can go on any of the search engines, or you can even go on the PlayStation browser and put in quotes about overcoming depression. Okay? Really, you can put those in and they'll come up. And when you put them up, here, I'm going to read one for you guys. Okay, here's one. It's all about finding the calm in the chaos. So overcoming depression. Alright, here's another one. Having a rough day, place your hand over your heart. You feel that? That's called purpose. You're alive for a reason. Don't give up. See, if you read this stuff aloud, and with purpose and with conviction in your voice, you will get that spirit of not quitting, because what you say matters. What you see matters. What you think matters. Your body is literally your mind, your eyes, your mouth. Everything comes from your heart. Everything. All right. Here's a very good one right here that I've read a lot. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning how to dance in the rain. All right. Do not give up your past, the power to define your future. You can still go, you still have a future. What it's saying is that depression is not going to stop you. That's a mentality that you gotta have. Alright, here's another one. No matter how you feel, get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. That's like I said, never give up. Remind yourself that it's okay not to be perfect, okay? A lot of people, they do this. They feel like they feel like they have to be perfect. But you're not. You're not going to be, and it's okay not to be. It's okay not to be okay. Alright? It's okay to be. Alright? Also, be gentle with yourself. Alright? Don't hurt yourself, or don't emotionally tear yourself down. Because, and don't do it physically either, please. Do not do it physically, please. But be gentle. It says be gentle with yourself, and you're doing the best you can. If you are doing the best you can, then that's all you're going to need to do. Be gentle with yourself. Do not go hard on yourself, because it's just, you know. Now, here's a very good one. Stars can't shine without darkness. You can't shine without darkness. Here's another one. Pain is temporary. It may last a minute or an hour or a day or a year, but eventually it will subside and something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it lasts forever. And here's another thing this is a very wise thing. Do not believe the things you tell yourself when you are sad and alone. You'll be amazed at what I've said to myself since I was sad and alone. I called myself so much names and just terrible things when I was younger, man. Even now, like sometimes, because when I'm angry, the worst. Sorry. My family getting crazy because of my birthday's like in 2 to 3 days, so yeah, so it's about in 3 days. So but yeah, this is the stuff that I want you to understand when you're, you know, just read these things, just read these quotes over and over, memorize them, memorize the ones that says overcoming depression. Don't read the depression ones. Don't read the depression ones. Here's one that I was like, no, I can't say this. Hang on. What is depression like? He whispered. It's like drowning, except you can see everyone around you breathing. Don't read those, all right? Those things are not going to help you. They may give you like a sense of like you're not alone, and it may help a little bit. It may put your little bit of your thoughts, and you finally put it in something in words, you know? So yeah, just don't do that. And there's one quote that I have said over and over, and that is, and it's a quote from Winston Churchill. And it says, if you're going through hell, keep going. That's it. That's it. And I love the quote because it's so real, because when you're going through hell, you got to keep going through it. So please, if you are going through something like that, please just keep on going no matter how hard it feels. Because you're strong. You're very strong. There's a reason depression is going over you. It's to make you stronger, but also to do this. Just everything that happens in your life is a story that is planning itself out. You have a story. Christian or not, you have a story. Alright? So yeah. Alright, so now here's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you guys what to do if you know someone's facing depression. If a loved one or just some stranger you know. Alright? Now, I'm going to start this off by saying, if there is anyone struggling with depression, you know them or not, hate them or love them, go help them. Alright, depression, no one deserves to fight depression alone. Alright, it's a big feeling, and it's a hard feeling to overcome. So, first thing I would say is to watch for the signs. Alright, watch for the signs. There's a bunch of signs when it comes down to depression. It could be loss of interest, like they have loss of activities they used to like. Excessive sleeping, or not sleeping at all, not eating, or eating too much, you know, always angry. Yeah, these are some depressive. This is depression that you need to look out for, because anyone could be facing it. Anyone, maybe they're just good at hiding it, like I am. I can hide my depression very well. So yeah, so. That's the first sign I would say is if they're doing any of those things. If they're not eating, or they're not eating at all, or they're eating too much, and I need to be there for them. Or if any of they show any of those signs, you need to be around them more. You need to be their best friend, because let me tell you, you need to understand that depression it's an epidemic. It is a disease, and it can easily hurt someone because of life. You know, so yeah. So just keep an eye on all those feelings. Be there for them. Give them hope. Don't make them do anything that you don't want to do. Don't tell them, you're gonna be okay. Just you're here for a reason. You're here. Don't give all that bullcrap stuff. They don't want answers. They want to feel understood. I wanted to be felt understood. I found that in therapy too. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, I guess this is what I would do. You know, don't do any of that stuff. Don't tell them that stereotypical stuff. They need to be understood. They want to feel like they're not alone anymore. They want to feel like people love them. They feel like they want to be hopeful. That's what it is. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for hope. They're looking for love. They're looking to give their heart to someone. You may find. I'm going to tell you right now. Your life, you may depress all your life, but guess what happens? One day you may just not be depressed anymore. You know, maybe it's just a switch that gets turned off. Because the way I see it is, if you're in a storm, you're there to learn to fight. You learn how to fight, and that's exactly what I've done. I'm a fighter, guys. I fight through every bad emotion I get. I've been through a lot this year, a lot. But I'm still here. I'm still breathing. For some reason, God keeps giving me breath every day, because I still have purpose here. And I have a lot to lose. And there's a lot of people that still need me here. My family needs me. I have a bunch of friends that need me. I have you guys that need me. So I'm not going there. Hopefully I ain't going nowhere no time soon. So yeah, just keep on going. And I'm gonna take a line from The Last of Us here. I'm gonna tell you what Joel said to Ellie in the very last scene of the game. No matter what, you find something to fight for. Ellie's mom said, find and stand, and I can't remember it, dang it. I think it was like find something to live for and fight for it. You know, I think something like that. But yeah, this is all finding something to fight for. And that's all it is. That's all it is. Like I said, I'm always here, guys. You can talk to me about anything dark. I've seen it. I'm not gonna judge you. I may be a Christian, but I'm not the one that judges people. I want to be a reflection of who Christ is. That's my job as a Christian. When people are gonna look at me, they're gonna look at me. Oh, this is how Jesus was. See, so I'm trying to be that reflection. I'm trying to show people who really He is, not how America and the world looks at Him. So, you tell me anything. I won't judge you. One of my subscribers told me that she did some stuff when she was younger, in her teen years, that wasn't that wasn't so righteous, I would say. But I didn't care. I don't care what she, I don't care what she did in the past. I really don't care. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like. If you like this video, want to see more of some Last of Us and also some therapy sessions, just subscribe. And if you have anything to say, if you want to see how this video went, if you have any questions, you want to put any struggles, or anything you want to ask me about games, about The Last of Us Part 2, anything, put down in the comments and I'll do my best to read them. And I hope this video helped you. I hope that you will seek help, or if you can help everyone. And guys, love each other. Love, hope is probably going to be the two most powerful powers in this world, and it will overcome any types of darkness. All right, so you guys take it easy, and I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.